Your room turns into an oven every summer night, and that fan in the corner just blows the same hot air right back in your face. You sweat, you toss, you flip the pillow over, and no matter how high you crank that fan, the room never actually gets any cooler. But two frozen water bottles and a couple of zip ties can turn that same fan into a machine that blows real chilled air across your whole room. It won't cost you a thing if you've already got a fan and a few bottles in the house, and the whole setup takes about 2 minutes. Old-timers were cooling rooms this way long before air conditioning was ever a thing, and it works just as well today. So stick around, because I'll show you the whole build, how many hours it lasts, and one cheap kitchen trick that makes the cold last half again as long. Now listen. Down where I grew up, summers got so thick and heavy, you could just about wring the air out like a dish rag. Nobody had air conditioning back then, but my granddaddy kept our front room cool enough for sleeping on the worst nights of August. He used to say, "You don't need a machine to make cold. You just need to be smart about moving it around." And the little trick I'm about to show you worked on that exact same idea, just with a modern fan doing the heavy lifting. Think about how those hot nights actually go. The sun drops, the house holds all that heat, and your bedroom turns into an oven. You point the fan straight at yourself, and it helps a little, but really it's just pushing the same hot air around in circles. So you lie there sweating, flipping the pillow to the cool side, waiting on a breeze that never comes. Maybe you've even parked yourself in front of the open fridge for a minute just to steal a little of that cold and felt silly the whole time you did it. And the fan is doing everything it can. The problem is that a fan doesn't make anything cold. It only moves what's already in the room. If the room is 90 degrees, then 90-degree air is all that fan can blow at you all night long. Running it harder just makes more noise, and running it all day just wears it out, and the room stays every bit as hot as it was. So some folks give up and go buy a window AC unit, and right away the costs start stacking up. The unit itself runs a few $100s, and then it drinks electricity all summer long, and you feel it every single month when the bill shows up. Other folks try the bowl trick, setting a bowl of ice down in front of the fan, and that one does give you a wisp of cool air. But a bowl just sits there in one spot, the ice turns to water in no time, and the cool never reaches past the chair right in front of it. And the moment the fan turns its head to sweep the room, the air misses the bowl completely, and the whole trick falls apart. So instead of spending more money on machines, you just have to put the ice where the air has to pass through it. And my granddaddy's way of doing that takes 2 bottles, 2 zip ties, and about 2 minutes of your time. Take 2 plastic 1-liter bottles, fill them with water, and leave a little room at the top, because water swells up when it freezes. Set them in the freezer overnight, or at least a good 6 hours, until they're frozen solid all the way through. Then bring them to your standing fan, the tall oscillating kind that turns side to side, because that turning is what spreads the cool across the whole room. Flip each bottle upside down and set it against the back grill of the fan, one on each side, so the fan pulls air right across the ice as it works. Now strap each bottle down tight with a zip tie or 2 right through the grill, and make sure nothing hangs close to the blades. Give the fan a spin by hand before you plug it back in, just to check that everything clears and nothing rattles. Then lay a folded towel on the floor underneath, because as that ice melts, the bottles sweat, and the drips will land right below. Turn the fan on, Let it swing, and in a few minutes, you'll feel cool air coming out instead of that same warm breeze. The fan pulls room air across those frozen bottles. The ice drinks the heat right out of it, and the cool air rides the breeze to every corner the fan can reach. That swinging motion is the whole secret. And now, let me tell you what this little 2-minute build actually gives you. In a normal bedroom, around 12 feet by 15, those 2 bottles hold their ice for a good 3 to 5 hours. And even after the ice is gone, the water inside stays cold for around 2 more hours. So one setup gives you somewhere between 5 and 8 hours of cooler air. Freeze the bottles during the day, strap them on at bedtime, and that carries you through the hottest stretch of the night, right when you need it most. The room feels calmer, the air stops sitting on you like a wet blanket, and you finally get a full night of real sleep. And it earns its keep in the daytime, too. Set it up in the living room on a scorching afternoon, and the whole family gets to share the cool instead of fighting over one spot in front of the fan. And the best part is that nothing here ever gets used up. When the bottles melt, just stick them back in the freezer, and they're ready to go again by the next night. No new machine to buy, no bigger electric bill at the end of the month, and nothing to install in a window. The same 2 bottles keep working for you all summer long. Before you go, let me hand you the old kitchen trick that makes this whole setup last a good deal longer. Before freezing the bottles, add a 1/4 cup of plain salt to the water in each one. Salted ice stays colder and lasts longer, so you get about half again, more cooling time. So a setup that gave you 5 hours can push towards 7 or 8, all for a few cents of salt from the kitchen shelf. Just mark those salty bottles with a piece of tape so nobody grabs one for drinking water later on. And if you want to squeeze out even more, keep a second pair of bottles in the freezer so when the first pair gives out, you'll swap in a fresh pair in 10 seconds and keep the cold rolling all night. That's the whole trick, and it beats sweating through another summer night by a country mile. Down south, folks were beating the heat long before anybody could buy cold air, and the old ways still work just fine.